Hey, pause for a second and picture this. You press power and the room suddenly feels alive, like the whole scene just opened up in front of you. That's the very first moment you realize the U6 series isn't just another TV, it's the centerpiece your space has been waiting for. This screen is for the kind of person who cares about how entertainment feels. You're not the type to squint at washed-out scenes, or settle for motion blur, or sit through laggy inputs just because it's good enough. You want something that actually performs the way you imagine it should: bold, smooth, responsive, and you feel when gear doesn't keep up. Before you go deeper, take a quick look at the current price and stock. Big displays like this move fast once people realize exactly what they offer. You've already had that nagging "this isn't quite right" feeling. Maybe you were watching a show and noticed detail looked flat. Maybe a game didn't feel as immersive as you hoped. Or maybe a fast scene just didn't flow the way you remembered it should. That moment tells you you've outgrown compromise, and you're ready for something that actually honors your content instead of just displaying it. From the instant you turn it on, colors feel more intentional. Bright scenes have pop, dark scenes have depth, and everything in between just looks vivid without feeling overwhelming. That's the heart of how this screen shifts your experience, not just sharper pixels, but a feeling of being inside the moment instead of watching it through a pane of glass. Gaming on it feels especially different. Native 144Hz refresh gives you the fluid movement where motion actually has shape, not blur. Game mode cuts out unnecessary lag, so what you see and how you react line up. You don't just play, you engage, and that subtle change in responsiveness makes even familiar titles feel fresh again. Watching movies or streamed shows? HDR10 Plus and Dolby Vision IQ work together so contrast feels intentional. Highlights don't wash out, shadows don't crush, and every scene feels thoughtfully graded instead of blown out or flat. Dolby Atmos gives depth to audio that makes your space feel like a tiny theater instead of just another room. And it's not just the big moments, everyday use feels better too. Fast-moving sports don't trail or jitter. Quick camera cuts feel natural instead of choppy. Everything just flows, and that ease becomes part of how you interact with your setup. If you're even slightly on the fence because you're waiting for a small price shift, let me be blunt, hesitation has a way of turning into regret. People look back at the moment they almost upgraded and wish they had. That memory sticks heavier than you expect. You might worry it feels like too much TV. But once you experience it, anything smaller starts to feel constrained. Not just less immersive, limited. You'll realize how much of your content was actually waiting for a display that could keep up with it. One thing many people love is how consistent it stays over long sessions. No fatigue from washed-out highlights, no cabinet rumble from chaotic audio, just steady performance that matches your pace, not the other way around. Owning this doesn't make you flashy, it makes you intentional. You chose an experience that respects your attention. Color feels vibrant and intentional, motion feels smooth and alive, games feel sharp and responsive, shows and films feel immersive, your space feels like home theater. It's large and powerful once you feel it, smaller feels limited. Eventually you stop looping in comparisons. You realize the screen you kept thinking about was the one you actually wanted. Check the current availability, trust the instinct that brought you here, and make the call. Don't let this be the upgrade you delay and regret later, because once your setup finally feels alive, anything less just feels like a compromise you don't have to accept anymore.